Spyro the Dragon is a game about Spyro, but you'll never guess what animal he is. Okay, you got me. He's a demon from hell who will in fact crawl into your room at night and kill you, Brian. The game is about a lovable purple dragon who has to save the world because the villain of the story, Gnasty Gnort, got mad that the dragons called him ugly, so he went and froze all the dragons, stole all their loot and eggs, and wishes for world domination. Like, damn, I mean, zooey mama, save me a slice. The goal of the game is to go through all the different hub worlds, getting every gem, every dragon, every egg back, and doing the exact same thing in the levels. You're essentially like Indiana Jones, but without the Nazis and a lot more dogshit flying levels. For all this game's accomplishments, the flying levels are some of the most unforgiving and unfair levels to ever exist in a video game. If I wanted to be punished for not completing one thing and having to start all over again, I would have just gone back to my parents' house and mopped on a rainy day so my mom's dogs could track mud all over the clean floor. You get my point. One of my favorite things about the game is with some of the worlds, if you actually 100% completed the worlds beforehand, you can actually just go straight to the Balloon Man and go to the next world, completely skipping over some of the worlds if you want to. It makes it incredibly rewarding to take that extra step and fully complete the worlds rather than just doing what you need to do and moving on to the next world, like I know a lot of people end up doing anyway. The level design in the world as a whole is so intricate and magical to go through, and yes, after you unfreeze 30 of the 80 dragons, it does feel a little repetitive in the later levels. A few of the dragons that you legitimately already saved earlier are frozen again, and it kind of feels like, what's the point, you know? Especially when, while a few of the dragons say something completely new and interesting, a lot of them just say hints for stuff you've already done at that point, or shit like, thanks, Spyro, I appreciate you saving me, and what's up, baby, take me out to dinner. Hey, yo, I made that last part up. But it makes it so taxing and unbearable to complete the game fully, even if you're like me and love every little bit of Spyro. It just makes it feel pointless, especially since to beat the game, you only need 50 dragons and 6,000 of the 12,000 gems there are in the world. I will say, some of the bosses feel a little lackluster at times, especially Metalhead, where you just run into the lightning posts until they're gone and oh, there we go, he's dead now. I know it's a children's game made for actual toddlers whose parents don't want to play them the Kangaroo song or watch Spooky Buddies for the 400th time because they just seem so infatuated with that one guy saying Shaka Bra for some reason. Sometimes the game is really unforgiving and just poorly put together, but that's kind of what makes it good. I know that makes no sense, and that's kind of the point. I mean, what the hell even is a Gnorc anyway? Is it a mix between a gnome and orc? What the hell is even the point of this tangent? I don't even know anymore. A lot of the game hits it out of the park, but that just makes the faults so much more noticeable. I've played through these games so many times and didn't really realize up until like this video where I have to take it apart. The original Spyro, while a great game, I have much more nostalgia and I'm a lot more fond of the sequels, especially Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Everything the first game did wrong, Spyro 2 did right. Except it still had unfair flying levels. I mean, hell, even Babe Ruth got struck out every now and then.
Alright, baby, let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets.
After this, I swear I'm done talking about the flying levels, but it just pained me to play them. I mean, it's a game about a dragon, and yes, he's supposed to be learning how to be a dragon, and he's supposed to not be great at flying yet. But that's not an excuse, especially when the flying controls a lot like my left pinky toe when it meets up with its best friend, my coffee table. The flying levels are the only thing stopping this amazing game from being perfect. But through all the faults and pain, it's still Spyro and it's still one of my favorite games ever made. I can't even begin to explain the impact Spyro the Dragon has made on my life as a whole. It made me love collectathons and the broad world of video games, and I love every little bit of it. The good, the bad, and even the ugly. Spyro the Dragon walked so games like Little Big Planet and Astro's Playroom could run, and I will always be thankful for the way Spyro came into the industry and completely reinvented 3D platformers. Spyro will forever and always be a flawed masterpiece, and no matter what, it will always remain in my top 5 games of all time. I don't know what it is about playing this game from my childhood completely reimagined to look like it did in my head when I was playing it originally, but it's something special going from the original janky-ass, beat-boop-ass, Lara Croft's polygonal setup looking ass to the most amazing reimagining of a classic that I want to take on a fancy Valentine's date to the local Waffle House, and I think I'm gonna pop the question. I had a lot of fun revisiting this classic from my childhood, and who knows, maybe I'll even get the plat in the other two Spyro games as well. For now, I'm your host, the third act of Prometheus, and thanks for watching. Peace.